One of the biggest mistakes that you're making in your content production as a finance professional running whatever business you are in, financial planning, investment strategizing, whatever, is that you're talking to everybody trying to go viral and only ending up with low quality leads. For example,
100 billion is not as difficult as it seems to you. I will give you a step-by-step guide on how you can first reach 10 million.
now if you're making content like this where you're helping somebody to get to a crore, no wonder the people who come in won't be able to afford the services that you actually provide. Doesn't it make sense that the old strategies of going viral are only to go viral in the eyes of the majority audience whose money you neither want nor can you serve them at the highest level no matter how much you try? So instead of living in the old 2010s decade, live in the 2020s decade where AI has made social media so personal and so niche based and so relevant so that when you put out content, you may not get many likes. But the people who watch it and based on how specific you're being in your content are the people who actually would find you more valuable than any other finance content creator who's just trying to accumulate views and likes and shares. So here's a simple tip, not an easy tip on how do you create content that is very specific to the ideal persona that you are not only happy charging a lot from, but also being able to provide the kind of quality that that price was worth. And it's done by a simple categorizations of the pains, fears, hopes, and dreams of your ideal persona versus the avatars, the clients that you do not really want to serve. For example, individuals who have wealth over 2 or 3 generations could be your ideal target audience. You cannot be making content that teaches them about how to make a crore because they might have billions. Who knows? Don't be foolish. Talk rather in terms of the fear that this HNI client has of losing his wealth over time through generations of children that he might have, which this person who's struggling to make 1 crore might not even think of. You can actually use Claude.ai to do this kind of a brainstorming for you. And once you have ideated the content topics that create this two-part effect, attract your ideal audience and repel your negative audience, then you have to go and test out that content to see if it's actually doing the kind to test if it's actually reaching the right audience and repelling the wrong ones. You cannot be very perfectionist about this because again we live in a world where there are lots of people who we can't predict will like or not like a content. But the more intentional you are about creating your content for the kind of ideal audience that you want to serve, the better off you will be. Instead of virality, you will actually be a small creator, yes, but whose content is way more valuable to the right audience that you can then start attracting to your service, your tribe, and your movement. And finally, please, I see many finance professionals who want to create content are very scared about compliance, about what if I am so specific that I end up saying things that I'm not supposed to say and some policy guy will come after me.
And I'm just trying to figure out, is YouTube the way to grow that business? I'm sure you're aware compliance is very strict.
Compliance is not the issue. I hear this constantly from the biggest companies in the world and kids like you. Compliance is just reality, right? It's a restriction. You don't need to make fake claims financially or things that put you in a tough spot to gain audience, right? Compliance is the great subconscious and conscious excuse of financial, professionals. The thing that everyone's not doing, brother, is they're not making enough content in enough places and using the social media algorithms to their advantage.
Well, those are irrational fears. Number one, yes, if you know there's something that you must not say on social media, make sure you have another tab of things that you must not say. But being specific about somebody's life, being specific about somebody's past, being specific about the story that you have to say, more than the numbers or the exact investment strategies that you are advising them on, should help you get far along, not only in the short term, but also in the long term to create yourself an environment where the HNI clients that you want to serve keep rolling in and help you in the long term, just like you are helping these people with their wealth strategies. With that being said, best of luck. Keep creating wealth, keep helping people grow, and keep choosing the right client.